You're watching a movie on a plane. A stranger is sitting next to you, and without warning, your eyes fill with tears. Not because you're sad, not because anything in your life has gone wrong, just because of a film. And suddenly you're doing everything you can, blinking fast, looking away, pressing your sleeve to your face, desperately hoping the stranger next to you doesn't notice. Why? Why does crying in front of someone we don't know feel like one of the most exposing things a human being can do? And why, for most of human history, did it mean something completely different? Almost every human being has experienced this. That specific, sharp embarrassment of being caught crying by someone who wasn't supposed to see it. A colleague at work, a stranger on public transport, someone you've just met. And almost universally, the response is the same. Apology, deflection, minimization. Sorry, I'm fine. It's nothing. I don't know why I'm crying. But here's what's strange. The biology of crying is universal. Every human culture on Earth cries. We are the only species that produces emotional tears. So why do we spend so much energy hiding the one thing that makes us uniquely human? For most of human history, crying in front of others wasn't shameful, it was expected. In ancient Greece and Rome, public weeping was a sign of moral depth. Warriors cried openly on battlefields. Politicians wept in front of crowds. Homer's Iliad, one of the oldest stories ever written, is filled with scenes of powerful men weeping without shame. In medieval Europe, communal crying was a standard part of religious ceremonies. People gathered specifically to weep together, believing shared tears brought them closer to the divine. Even in 18th century Europe, crying openly in public at the theatre, at funerals, even in the street, was considered a sign of emotional refinement, not weakness. The shift happened gradually, quietly, and differently for men and women, but the result was the same. Tears moved from the public square to behind closed doors. So what actually happens when we cry? And why do emotional tears exist at all? Because from a pure survival standpoint, blurring your vision in a moment of distress seems like a terrible idea. Biochemist William Frey spent years studying the chemistry of emotional tears and found something remarkable. Emotional tears contain significantly higher levels of stress hormones than tears caused by irritation. Like chopping onions, your body is literally using tears to expel stress chemicals. Crying isn't just an emotional response, it's a physiological reset. And the research backs this up. Most people report feeling significantly calmer after crying, even when their situation hasn't changed at all. Your body knows something your mind sometimes forgets, that releasing is not the same as losing. But tears aren't just a personal reset button. They're also one of the most powerful social signals the human body produces. Psychologist Jonathan Rottenberg at the University of South Florida found that seeing someone cry activates an almost involuntary empathy response in observers' heart rate changes, attention sharpens, the urge to help increases. Tears are, in evolutionary terms, a distress beacon. They signal to others, I need help, I am not a threat, I am vulnerable. And vulnerability, when it's genuine, is one of the most socially bonding states humans can share. This is why crying together at funerals, at weddings, during national tragedies, creates some of the strongest feelings of human connection we ever experience. Tears don't push people away. In the right context, they pull them closer. So if tears are biologically useful, socially bonding, and historically normal, why do we hide them so desperately today? The answer lies in the 19th century. As industrialization reshaped society, new values emerged around productivity, stoicism, and emotional control. Crying became associated with weakness, irrationality, and a lack of discipline, qualities that had no place in the factory, the office, or the battlefield. These values were enforced differently across genders. Men were told tears were unmanly, women were told their tears were manipulative or hysterical. Neither was allowed to cry cleanly, honestly, and without consequence. And those cultural rules, passed down through generations, became internalized so deeply that most of us today enforce them on ourselves without anyone having to say a word. Here's what the science actually says about suppressing tears. It doesn't work. Psychologist James Gross at Stanford found that emotional suppression, actively trying not to feel or show an emotion, increases physiological stress rather than reducing it. Your heart rate goes up. Your cortisol levels rise. The emotion doesn't disappear, it just goes underground. Crying, on the other hand, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest and recovery. It literally signals to your body that the threat has passed. So the next time you feel tears coming in front of someone, a stranger, a colleague, anyone, try something different. Don't apologize. Don't explain. Just let it pass. You're not falling apart. You're resetting. Crying in front of others isn't weakness. It never was. It's one of the oldest, most human things you can do. For hundreds of thousands of years, your tears told the people around you, "I'm here. I feel this. I'm real." That message hasn't changed. Only our fear of sending it has.